As we have told you, enterprise software giant Oracle reported strong earnings last night. Fifth Third Asset Management owns more than 1 million shares of Oracle, and portfolio manager Ted Moore is joining us now. And Ted, good to see you. And you heard Larry Ellison make some pretty strong predictions about his business, particularly for hardware, saying that they're going to grow this business, they're going to improve margins. Then you had Mark Hurd getting on the call as well. What do you make overall of these numbers and of their outlook?
Hi, Betty. Thanks. I think they were impressive numbers, particularly on license revenue for software, which is the most important indicator. Now, it's Q1, which is a much smaller quarter than their May quarter, Q4, and so I wouldn't go extrapolating a tremendous amount. But it's worth noting. It's worth noting that they almost always beat their numbers in Q4. And Q1 can often be kind of a drop-off, a hangover. And it's nice to see that they didn't pull forward all of the business into May, but it's actually continuing strong.
But what do the numbers overall tell you, though, about what's going on with corporate spending? I mean, is it, in fact, going higher?
That's the hope. Technology is doing relatively well on that front, and we think that Oracle is much more levered, of course, to the enterprise than the consumer. Right. And so you will see comparative strength there. And Oracle has a very strong product lineup, and the hardware is an interesting newer factor that I think they got some good assets from Sun on the cheap. Right, and that's what
Mark Hurd essentially, in some ways, some people say is going to help drive that part of Oracle. Then, but taking Mark Hurd then and tracing him back to HP, because I know you also look at HP. This talk about perhaps an internal candidate coming in and becoming the new CEO. What do you make of that?
They have a lot of bench strength at HP. They've got guys like David Donatelli, who came from EMC, Todd Bradley from Palm, and Livermore, who's an HP lifer, all of whom are well-known, well-respected, and good candidates for the position.
Okay. All right. And one last thing I want to ask you about, Ted, because I know you've also talked about RIM in the past. We were talking this morning. Look, they had some good numbers out. They surprised the market. Does this silence the critics that have come out on RIM, saying, "Look, you guys have a slowly dying product compared to iPhone," which I don't believe, but.
Well, it's interesting. RIM does have a cult-like following of users, who love that physical keyboard and who have been using it for years and who don't want to give it up. But that cult is not growing, and that's the problem. It's kind of, it's growing, but it's not growing at nearly the pace of Android or iPhone. And frankly, in North America this past quarter, they were near flat on net adds. And so, when you're doing about a third the net adds worldwide as a Google or about half of Apple, right. It's hard to see a growth trajectory, especially when in your bread and butter, the enterprise, you're really the higher cost solution at this point.
Okay. All right, Ted, we'll leave it there.